morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Rev Rich, and as always, welcome to Meditation Mondays. Again, we've been a little bit laxed on videos. We have a lot going on. I am trying to submit my final exam for my bachelor's degree in metaphysical studies. Again, a way to enhance what I've learned in my teachings from Unity so that I can be a better minister. And I heard a minister recently say the same thing. It's like if your minister is not evolving, if your minister, your teacher, anyone that you seek knowledge from isn't constantly evolving their knowledge and growing and learning, then find someone else, because honestly, we want to grow with them. And as a leader, someone who's taught leadership for many years, a leader has to keep up, because what happens is when his followers catch up to him, then you're all sitting around looking at each other. But if you keep moving forward, those that are following you will have to keep chasing you to keep learning. And in turn, you're teaching and giving them, and you're receiving. And it's a constant, because you need to find your leaders. With that being said, recently I was talking to someone about doing this meditation and some of the things that have been going on in my life and the challenges. And what came up was how I use affirmations and denials in my own life. Now, there are people who may have, if you grew up like me, we watched a lot of sitcoms, and it was always the dumb friend who was always on the side trying to better his life, and he would be listening to these tapes and repeating these mantras and affirmations, and people would make fun of them as they would do nothing. I can tell you from experience they do, because we have to look at who we are as humans and our subconscious mind. So during a reading of a book, How to Heal Yourself, if I'm correct, is the title of the book, by Dr. Johnny Coleman, or How to Heal, I'll get you that title. But whatever the case is, it was Dr. Johnny Coleman. In her book, she talks about how when we talk about the heart, coming from the heart, listening from the heart, we're really talking about our subconscious mind, that part of our mind that becomes programmed by the things that are outside of us. So no, this is not a science experiment, but just a visual experiment of how these things work and how affirmations work. And then afterwards, I'm going to come back with some negative statements and then an affirmation after it in our meditation sentence. So we're going to censor into meditation, and I'm just going to take you through a few of them. And again, you can listen to it over and over again. If you wish, pull the audio if you want, just to help you get through it. But it's something I learned during my bachelor's degree studies that I thought worked well today. So let's take our life and kind of regress back to when we're born. And if you have children, you know what I'm talking about here. When a baby's born, there's only three things they know what to do. I'm hungry, I need to be cleaned, and I need to sleep. Everything else is self-imposed by the parents who raised them. So we're just going to go ahead and say that this green food coloring is the influence the parents have on the child. Nothing bad. They're coming from a place of love. And as I say, even if, as many adults like to do now, say, oh, it's my parents' fault, they screwed me up. Well, Connie Pedestra said it best. When you turn 18, you have the choice to make your own decision. I drive my daughter crazy when I tell her, don't make my mistakes. Don't choose to repeat what I've already done wrong. Go out and make your own so someone can learn from you. So our parents are doing what they can from what they know to the best of their ability from a place of love. And then we start to grow up. Then we meet our teachers. Now, the teachers, just like our parents, most of them are coming from a place of love, and they want to enhance their students. So we're just going to say this yellow dye is the influence of our parents. And they, in turn, are teaching us our basic mathematics and stuff, but they're also teaching us history and things like that. And we know how history is coming around now, where we're starting to learn there wasn't a lot of exactness there. But they did the best they could with what they had. Then comes your teenage years. You're now playing sports. You're getting that interest in, your partners and dating and all of that. And there's a sense of importance in you now, because it's like I like to say, Our teenage years are when we're kind of want to stay the child, but we want to be the adult, and we're not sure how to teeter. So we look for outer influences, and part of that outer influences is in now this day social media, the media, TV, how we're supposed to look, how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to talk, what we're supposed to listen to, what we're supposed to watch. Literally, we no longer have control because we are so scared to make a decision of how to go that we allow other things to influence us. Then we become the young adult. You've graduated from high school. You're no longer the popular kid. You're now meeting the real world out there, as they say. There's no more, now I've got to get a job or I've got to do something. So now you're at that part of your life. But now comes the fun part, because now this is where all the adults tell you how bad life is. And you get the negativity. So, with that being said, we now have this bowl with all these colors. And as you can see, as they start to mix up, and I'm not sure how much the camera's picking up, but you can see it's now a darkish, brownish, blackish confusion. So what's happening here is, as an adult now, we're sitting here and we're confused because there's a part of us that says we live in a great world. We deserve love. We deserve all this stuff. But yet our minds are cluttered with negativity. Who we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to look like, what we're supposed to do. I don't know how many times I've been told I wasn't going to amount to stuff. I don't know how many times I've been told that because of my weight I wouldn't be something. Or I couldn't do anything. And I spent many years proving it wrong. But it was also because I also had to change my perspective as to why I was doing it. So we have denials and affirmations. And what denials do, it just allows us to release the power that these negative things have. Well, Rich, you're a fat man, so nobody's ever going to love you. Well, I just celebrated my 20th anniversary. Well, Rich, you're a big guy. Nobody's going to want to hear from you. Nobody wants you to be a minister. Well, I'm ordained and about to submit my work for my bachelor's degree. You're not going to have, and I can go on with the list. I have multiple belts in martial arts. I have whatever. And the point is not to brag, but to impress upon you that if you're someone like me who's been told that you can't do something, this is important because we have to change our self-talk. Because the problem is not what the people are saying. The problem is what we're saying to ourselves. Because here's the thing. If you get upset because I said something to you, it is because that belief is inside of you. If I say, you look ugly today, and you're destroyed by that, it's because inside of you, you already believe that inside of you. And that's what we need to change. Because you need to come to a point where somebody can say something, and you may have an emotional response immediately, but you can hold that emotional response and say, wait a minute, that's not my truth. So when we start to add affirmations, we start to add clear water. And it doesn't happen right away. It keeps going and going. And even at my stage of the game, there's still things happening in my mind. In fact, in Unity, we teach something called chemicalization, which is where everything we do starts to come up. So it's kind of hard to see with the camera, but if you start to look at the bottom of the glass, It's actually clear, and the rest of it's coming up. Because what's happening is you're so used to being beat up by society, being beat up by yourself, that when this new information comes in and starts to clear that bottom layer and starts to push everything up, your body's holding on to it, your mind's holding on to it. No, I like being beaten. I like the pain because I don't know anything else. But we keep adding and keep adding. And when we do that, the water begins to clear. The colors are not as dark as they are. Do I still suffer from self talk? Yes, I do. But I now know how to react to it. And one quick story, we talk about the law of attractions, we talk about the law of expressions, the law of give and receive. And I remember a situation I was in where I had to pay a large amount of money while I'm doing a service for somebody. And it really didn't dawn on me. Now, part of it was that, yeah, I was scared. It was going to be my first time doing this. But at the same note, in my head, I was looking at every negative situation. Again, society put in my head things I shouldn't be doing, people I shouldn't let do things to me, whatever. I let it go. And when I went there, my subconscious mind already knew the laws of prosperity. It already knew what I needed to do. But my conscious mind, because of the noise, I wasn't thinking straight. And I just kept saying, okay, I got to let it go, let it go. But because I did the work, I ended up not having to shell out the money. And it was even gifted to me even more. And it meant so much to me for what I did because it allowed me to do more. It allowed me to move into a position. So this work, as I say, that four-letter word, work, is what's important here. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. And we're going to go ahead and enter into a meditation where I'm going to state the negative pattern in an affirmation while you're in a meditative state. So I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Wanted to clear out the laboratory and prepare for meditation. I hope you got something out of that. I hope the visual helped. Again, if I had a bigger pot, you would have seen the more water I added, the clearer it gets. And that's kind of what the affirmation does. And it's what the importance of meditation on a daily basis does. With that being said, let's go ahead and begin our meditation. So as always, let's begin by getting into a meditative state. So let's just take a deep breath in and release. And now let's take a deep breath in for the count of 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let us hold for 2, 3, and release for a count of 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3. In for 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 3, 2, 3, and release for 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold for 3, 2, 3. Inhale one last time. 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's just take one last deep breath and release. And use the candle if you wish, or just close your eyes and just begin to listen to my voice as we go through these. And I'm going to use various terms for the universe, source, God, divine mind, and use whatever resonates for you as I go through these. So let us begin. When I feel a lack of confidence, confidence is based on the power and presence of God's universal mind existing in me, now and always. When I'm too analytical, my mind is an intuitive channel through which God's presence within me directs me to success and happiness, now and always. When my attitude is negative, the positivism of God's presence within me sublimates all negative thoughts into positive ones, this moment and always. When I see myself in a poor self-image, I know that the image I have of myself is a reality of the oneness with the eternal presence and power of God within me, this moment and eternally. When I feel I'm not smart enough, we know that universal mind and wisdom directs me every day in every way to success and happiness through intuition and creative ideas. When I have difficulty communicating, I remember that without thought but through God's indwelling presence, I am always led to say the right thing in the right way, as God puts the words on my lips every day of my life. When I'm tensed or just high-strung, I rely each day on the universal power and presence that I am thereby relaxed and poised in all that my life may bring. When I'm confused, I affirm that my mind works perfectly as God's perfect mind directs me in all that I do each and every day of my life. When I feel that my time is wasting, I know that divine mind within me makes efficient use of my time for my success and my happiness every moment of every day. When I feel humorless, I affirm that as I am secured in divine mind ruling my life, I can enjoy the lighter and more humorous things that happen each day. When I feel guilty, I affirm freedom from guilt as I would forgive a child who has erred. So has the inner me forgiven me for any time I have erred in the past. When I look at myself in the mirror and don't like what I see, I remind myself that I am a beautiful representation of the universe, individualized, and I express such in the way that I look, dress, act, and feel. When I'm hostile to others around me, I remind myself that there is ultimately but one life in this universe, and so by being good to others, I am being good by extension to myself and the embodiment of what is divine. When I am lonely, I am sensitive and responsive to the feelings of others, and in so doing, I become a friend to others. When I feel that I'm too old, I affirm that as the universe is constantly giving birth, so through my mind is constantly giving birth to new ideas, keeping my thoughts youthful, and so too my life. When I feel I'm not moving fast enough, or I'm procrastinating, I regard every moment of every day as an opportunity to put my inspirations into action and thus realization. When I feel shyness, I accept that the beauty, splendor, power, and creativity of the universal mind in mine express confidently through me at all times. When I feel I'm holding on to my negative past, I remember that through the power of my God mind, I release past negativities and release my mind, divinely inspired, into a positive future. When I have negativity toward my intimacy, I regard my body as a vehicle of expression to be used in manifesting positive, loving feelings to another, to better express the unity of life. Now I want you to take a deep breath in, and I want you to visualize yourself sitting, just as you are now as you're meditating. And I want you to examine your body. And if any of those affirmations brought up something, see where you feel it. See it as a dark cloud, just in that little spot. And as we breathe in that love. And as we breathe out, you see the black traits and those black clouds leaving your body and being replaced by the white light that we know as the divinity that you are. So let's do that for a couple of breaths. And I will leave you here. Continue in this meditation as long as you need. Go back and listen to the affirmations again if you're not sure. And as always, if no one else has told you, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And I will see you on the next episode. Namaste.